Hey, there we are. We are live again. Hey, everybody. It's been a while. We skipped a week trying to catch up on things. I was trying to catch up on other writings and web work and photography work. So I was gone for a little while, and Janelle was doing her things. So welcome back to Writing Raven Universe. I'm William WJR Parks, and this is my co-author Janelle Coberly, trying to increase our channel and hopefully give tips to people while talking about a little bit about our world on Tuesdays. Thursday, I think we're going to be having Brian Tan as an interviewee, another excellent author. I've read his books, and he's great with some action, and he definitely knows how to weave in a good pacing here and there with action scenes and fighting and karate and everything going up in there, and then slowing it down when he goes into his character's POV and trying to figure out what happened in the past scenes. So a little bit of introspection there. So we figured today we were going to talk about for new writers how to do pacing. Let me get my tablet out of here because it's beeping on me. So we're going to talk about pacing for any new writers out there. And my ideas of pacing, of course, the way I write is I usually like to start pacing with a little bit of, structuring the story. Everything with pacing has to be a little bit of the foundation of the structure of your story. And what I mean by that is you're going to have scenes that have anywhere from short to long sentences that you're jumping back and forth with, to short and long paragraphs as well. And then, of course, when you want to speed up the pacing, you do have more action scenes that concerns, like I mentioned, with fighting or running, anything that has to do with pumping the adrenaline. My other trick that I like to do is if, like I said, if something happened and we just got done with an action, you don't want to tire your reader out. You don't want to keep up that kind of pace, because eventually it does kind of, weirdly enough, does tire out the reader. You want to slow it down, give them time to breathe. And a good way to do that is also by giving your character a little bit of 3D aspect by having them reflect on what happened in past scenes, and that's another way to slow down your story. And I think when you do have action and you need to slow down your action, you also can do one thing is that I like to do is go into detail of an action as well. That's another trick and tip that I do. You can do action, and while people are fighting, in order to slow it down, it's almost like zooming in a camera into your action and slowing down the pacing like you do in a movie.
Well, you're cutting your audio is chopping up really badly. Repeat some of that of what you just said.
I don't know if I repeat it or not. Let me see. Let me make sure on my side with my mic. I wouldn't be able to tell if it's on your side or my side that I'm breaking up on the voice. Go ahead, take over for a little while. Let me see how if you keep on.
Okay, let me take over for a minute while Will works with his audio. Okay, so we're talking about pacing, slow pacing opposed to fast pacing, and how you do it, sort of. Now, remember, this is for brand new writers. Okay, so if you want to slow down your pacing, you want to lengthen your sentences, and like Will said, your paragraphs as well. And if you want to speed it up, you want to shorten your sentences, and as well as your paragraphs too can be shortened. And then I thought I'd take some of our books and give you some examples. I'm going to do a little bit of reading here to you from some of our books so that you can kind of get an idea of what I was talking about. Now, this is from The Reckoning. This is relationship conflict, and it's slow pace. Let's see. And I'm just going to kind of read a few little paragraphs here to you. It says, Don't tell me you're one of those humbug people. Leonette rolled her eyes and blew into her coffee cup. You are, aren't you? You don't like Christmas. She smiled as if she'd just become privy to a vital news flash and giggled. I guess it's not easy being alone at Christmas. My house is full of Christmas trees and lights, laughter, people, good food, gifts. It doesn't get better than that. Leonette was irritated by Melody's remark. For your information, I'm not alone at Christmas, unless I want to be, she replied arrogantly. Yeah, does anyone traipse around your apartment besides yourself? I'll bet you don't even decorate for the holidays. So what? I need more information that will help me with my investigation. And she says this to Melody, her partner. Now, that's a slower pace. It's a conflict between two people who are disagreeing about different things, but it's slow paced. Okay. Now, this is our other book, Allegiances, and this is going to be a faster pace. So you can kind of get an idea here. Now, what this is, it's a combination between a slow pace and a fast pace. It starts out slow and then it rolls into a faster pace. So it says, Raven walked to the steps of the veranda and stared out across the green fields stretched before her. The faint hint of pale yellow morning light lit the horizon, too close for her comfort. She moved into the shelter of the veranda and sat down on the swing. The morning air had a cool bite to it, and the scent of damp soil from the surrounding fields filled Raven's nostrils. Vampire, a man with a slight Spanish accent, spoke. Raven jumped to her feet. To her far left stood a tall man dressed in fine attire, long black hair tied at the nape of his neck. Before Raven could respond, he pulled a sword and rushed her. The tip missed Raven by a hair. She tumbled backward from the swipe. I'm not your enemy. You're an enemy of humankind, Vampire. He moved with such grace and speed, Raven barely dodged his attacks. She dove for her mashara, trying to unwrap it between the swipes of his blade. Once it was free, she parried his next attack. The man hesitated, his eyes taking notice of Raven's sword. Okay, so we've moved from a slower pace into a faster pace because it's a fight scene. If I can get it out. It's a fight scene, the second part of it. And you notice that the sentence began to shorten as we got into a faster. The whole thing started moving faster. So those are kind of a few examples of the difference between faster and slower. And once again, I recommend for new writers, buy Rain Hall's books. They're I'm good to the other side. Writer's Craft. And this one is on pacing. And I just text her, and I hope she gets it, and I hope she answers me back. Anyway, those are examples. What we're talking about today is something that new writers, brand new writers, need to learn because it's going to help your book move forward without being boring. It's going to give you faster sections, slower sections, time to reflect, time to get to know the characters a little bit, and so on and so on. And Will, did you get your audio fixed?
I'm not sure. I think it has to do with it probably has to do with the speed of the internet, but usually I usually have a quick internet. So I don't know if it's because if it's the actual video, which I'll find out later on when I put it on. Well, it's on YouTube and Facebook right now. So when I go back and look at it, I'll see if it broke up or not. If it did break up on me, then it means that was my internet. But yeah, for sure. I think that covers a lot of the aspects that I was going through. Of course, one of the biggest aspects of that too is once you get your pacing down, or you think you got your pacing down, which start with that first thing I said was the structure of it. Your pacing, the slow and fast movement of your story creates the whole entire structure. And once you got that done and you got the story done, the best thing you can do is, we haven't gone over reading groups, but if you are in a reading group, you definitely want to go in there and figure out who you can go to and have them read and be your beta reader, so they can and hopefully they understand what pacing is as well, and have them read it and then give you some feedback on that, and ask them what places that dragged out. Usually it means that those are the places that might have a little bit of need of pacing, or speeding up the scene. That's a good way in order to go back and try to revise once you do your first draft. Another thing to do is, it kind of works in two ways. Is it for pacing, and if it's boring for that scene, is one way you can do is read your book, have everybody sit on, like, if they're sitting in the chairs, the fold out chairs, usually they squeak. Sometimes when you got everybody's attention, the chairs won't squeak because they're listening in. But once you're reading, and if the chairs start squeaking and a few more start squeaking, it's a weird trick, but that actually means that you're maybe hitting either a slow pace of your story or a boring, not so much interesting part of your story. So that's another good tip right there that I've learned over the years. But yeah, for sure. Rain Hall, again, great book, especially since it just concentrates on pacing. You definitely want to get you a book on just pure pacing. It'll help you out.
Right. Her book gets right to the point, and she goes right in and tells you, makes suggestions and gives you tips. It's a wonderful book.
And I think that's pretty much covers our little tidbit today. I know we both got some stuff to do, so we wanted to come in here, hop right away, so nobody thought that we stopped recording or forgot about us. But we are going to have a our hour-long interview on Thursday with Brian Tan. I will be connecting with him today to make sure and confirm. So please tune in, 4:00 Central Time. I forgot what time it is for Janelle over there. What is that, Pacific time?
Pacific time, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so 2:00 Pacific time. All right. I forgot. I haven't been in California since now for a while.
For a while, yeah.
But yeah, and of course, if there's any authors out there that have been writing for a while that want to come onto the show for an interview, please contact us. I'll leave our contact info in the bottom on YouTube. And of course, through Facebook, you can click on Facebook and just message me on there. And I guess I think that's about it, unless you have anything else, Janelle.
No, the only other advice I can say is that I always suggest that new writers read other books in the genre that they write.
Definitely.
Or fantasy or whatever, because you can pick up a lot of techniques and tips from books that have already been written in your genre, and from other writers. You can see how they're treating their material. And other than that, all I can say is keep writing. Don't stop. Just keep writing. If it's 5 words a day or 5,000, just keep writing.
Even if it says 1 word a day, that's how I try to do right now. Just doing a word a day. As long as I'm moving forward, just keep writing. Because I have so much stuff going on right now, so I've just been going and jumping into my stories and trying to put 1 word a day. As long as it's 1 word, at least you're moving further than you were yesterday. So, but all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in again. WJR Parks, Janelle Coberly. You can look up our names on Kindle, and we have our Kindle books and print books that you see right behind me. Like I said, any authors out there who are interested in being interviewed, just contact me on Facebook or my email that I will put on the YouTube link. Thank you, everybody. Bye. We'll see you Thursday.